All right, welcome everybody to Trading for Charity Week 3. My name is Patrick Franz, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be with you all. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Good morning, Jay. Hopefully, it's been a while since I've seen you. Hey there, Shannon. Good morning from BC, Canada. Welcome. Hopefully you're doing well today. All right, welcome everybody to Trading for Charity. If you're not familiar with it, Trading for Charity is a live trading room where we're bringing awareness to raising money for Toys for Tots, also Levine's Children's Hospital. Also, at the same time, helping you guys learn how to become better traders, better investors, and everything in that sort. So if you guys have questions on stocks, if you guys want to see your stocks analyzed, if you guys want to join in on some trading, you're in the right spot here today. Before we get started, I just want to let everybody know we will be doing a giveaway. As always, every single time we have one of these Trading for Charity live streams, we will be doing a giveaway. The code word for today will be subscribe. So feel free to spam it as much as you guys want, but don't forget, you have to be here live to be able to win and to claim your prize. So go ahead and start spamming that now. The code word for today, once again, is subscribe. Also, during these events, we will never ask for any sort of donations, so don't feel like you have to. If you do, that's that's your choice, and it goes towards a great cause. If you don't want to donate, that's fine. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber, and VectorVest will make a donation on your behalf. So we want to get as many people as possible subscribing to the YouTube channel. That way, VectorVest will donate more and more towards the cause that we're working towards here today. So once again, welcome everybody. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are ready to make some money here today, do some trading, get your questions answered, and help you guys become better traders. So first and foremost, let's start off right here on the homepage. We have a lot of worrisome signs going on in the market here today, where we see the Dow is slightly in the green again, where it's gone from green to red all morning long. Dow was slightly in the green here today, up about 0.1%. NASDAQ is down about 0.8%, almost 0.9% actually. S&P 500 is down about 0.2%. Overall, the VectorVest composite down over 0.5% here today. That market action has pushed us 3 ticks into the red. Therefore, the color guard is bearish, and VectorVest does not advocate buying any stocks at this time. Looking down here at the color guard, we can see the price, the RT, and the buy to sell ratio all red. MTI is now dropping below that level of 1. And the trend remains in that down situation. So our weekly trend is down. Also, the underlying trend is down as well. And then for our most conservative investors out there, as we can see, we did get it confirmed down as of yesterday and remain in that situation as of today. So as always, one thing we like to check out is the advanced declines. Right now, we're seeing almost twice as many stocks declining than advancing. So in this situation, our money is better spent playing the market to the downside than trying to hope that the market's going to recover anytime soon and playing it to the upside. So we will be looking at some potential day trades here, but from a swing trade perspective, may consider opening up some contra ETFs or some short trades to take advantage of that downward pressure that we're seeing here today. All right, so everybody's typing in subscribe. Awesome. If you can't type in subscribe, that means you're not subscribed to the channel already. So therefore, click on that red button down in the bottom right-hand corner and click on that red button, turn on notifications so that way you stay up to date when we go live. And we'll make sure that, VectorVest gives a donation on your behalf for that as well and gives you the opportunity to join in or to take advantage of the giveaway that we have and have your chance to win as well. Awesome. Any long-term buys? So Thomas, great question. We'll start off with that question here today. So right now, from a long-term perspective, our confirmed calls are a more conservative timing system. There are longer-term buy and sell signals, if you will. And we did get it confirmed down as of yesterday, and we're going to confirm down as of today. So therefore, right now is not the time to be buying any long-term plays. Once the market fully corrects and we get, a bottom in the market, maybe we'll consider opening some long-term trades from that point. But right now is not the time to be buying long-term positions, simply for the fact that, there's still more downside risk than upside potential in the market. So hopefully that answers your question. But from a long-term play, not the time to be going long right now. In this positive room. Awesome. Welcome. Glad you could be here today, Troy. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at some opportunities here. This is from earlier. Let's see. This is the upside. Actually, before we even do that, get rid of some of this. And we'll close out of here, close out of here, close out of here. All right. So let's go over the analysis on the overall indices, the major indices, the SPY, the diamonds, and the QQQ, or the NASDAQ. And I did this earlier in the Jockey Club, but I know some of you guys out there aren't in the Jockey Club, so I'll make sure we cover it here today as well. All right, so looking at the major indices, right now we see, starting off with the SPY for the S&P 500. So up until yesterday, we were seeing a level of resistance right around 470 a share. We weren't able to break above it. We tried breaking through yesterday and then quickly came tumbling down and getting follow through here today. So right now we are seeing some sideways action with some slight bearishness telling us that, people may be exiting, especially on strong volume. We're seeing a lot of selling pressure going on. And therefore, what we're looking for on this one is to break below this low here around 463. If we get confirmation of that, then would be a decent time to look at playing the S&P 500 to the downside. All right. And subscribe. Awesome. Glad you guys could be here today. All right. So that is that. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ, or the QQQ. NASDAQ actually hit a new high. We saw that nice steady uptrend throughout most of the last month and a half or so. And all of a sudden, same situation we noticed with the S&P. We saw after hitting that new high yesterday, it come tumbling back down, getting follow through here today. From a short-term standpoint, the 3 and the 8 look like they're getting ready to cross to the downside. So a little early right now, but could be a very good entry in the near future, or maybe today, maybe tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on the QQQs going forward. And then last but not least, we have the Dow Jones, or the DIA for the diamonds. So this one is a little bit different. We had a nice steady uptrend, but since that point, we have now seen a pattern of lower highs, also lower lows, putting us by definition in a downtrend. Now, stochastics gives us a little hesitation since it is in that oversold territory, but as we talk about time and time again, even though we're in oversold territory, we could stay in that territory for quite some time. Looking at the DPO is getting close to being at neutral levels. And if that goes into negative, then that would show that short-term momentum finally switching to the downside. When you combine that with what we're seeing with the stochastics, that tells us we could stay in that downtrend for more than just, a day or two. So we're keeping an eye on that. And what we see with all of them is instead of just now starting to see the reversal, the Dow is actually showing a consistent pattern of a downtrend rather than, just starting to break down from an all-time high. So I like, if we're going to be playing the contra ETFs, I like the Dow a little more than the S&P or the NASDAQ, but we'll keep an eye on this as we move forward throughout today's session. All right, so with that, let's go ahead. Now we've covered that, let's jump into the Unisearch, take a look at a few different trading opportunities, see if we can find, first and foremost, a day trade here for today. So KTTA is one we've been looking at earlier. Don't really like the setup so far on it, just moving sideways. ISPC could be an interesting shorting opportunity if we can find it. With shorting, it gets a little tricky because with shorting, it depends on the inventory that the broker has available. So right now, we don't really have, if we try to open up a short, we may get filled, we may not. Just depends on what inventory the broker actually has. So we'll be careful with that for right now. GRCL, another one that could be a great shorting opportunity, but below $10 makes it hard to be able to borrow. DY moving sideways right now, pulled back a little bit. Would like to see it break out of that resistance before we jump on board with that one. Also, with the markets moving lower, probably not going to be taking that. OGI, coming from the marijuana stocks, you're seeing a huge run up over the last 30 minutes or so, retesting that previous high here. Let's see where that high is, 214. And World News Mix-Up coming in as a new subscriber. Thank you, World News. Welcome to VV Nation. Glad you could be here today. And Troy's coming in as a new subscriber as well. Thank you, Troy. Welcome to VV Nation. Glad you guys could all be here today so far. Let's see if we can find some opportunities to make some money here with this one. So with OGI, could be a very interesting one if we see that high taken out. Once again, at 214, that's where we're looking at for that level of resistance to see if we can break above and start to move higher from here. Can you check BITF? Sure, we'd be glad to. Let's go ahead, finish taking a look at these real quick, and then we'll take a look at BITF for you, Thomas. So SITM, steadily moving lower, trying to recover a little bit, but overall in a downward trend. ENTA, decent price action, but not a lot of trading activity. That tells us to be careful, because if we see any sort of downward pressure or any sort of selling pressure, just like we saw these gaps up, any sort of selling pressure could cause gaps down, and that could be quite a headache for our portfolios here. So going in, ALZN. ALZN could be an interesting one, seeing a huge pickup in volume recently. Let's go ahead, delete that, zoom in a little bit. Is it trying to recover? We'll keep a close eye on this one. This could be quite an interesting trade. If the 3 and the 8 turn positive again, we see a decent pickup in volume. Could see a new run coming in. So ALZN we'll keep an eye on. Hey, it's all good, Troy. You're in the right spot. All right, so ALZN, definitely an interesting candidate to look at for a potential trade here. NRGU, going to be passing on that just because of volume. XL been steadily moving lower. So ALZN, let's go ahead and pull that up so we can keep an eye on that here. ALZN, and then one of the requests we had was BITF. So BITF, taking a look at it. So BITF has a lot of volatility here today. You've seen a big run up right out of the gate, come crashing back down, took back off to a high, crashing back down. So realistically, if you're going to be trading back and forth, this could be a decent opportunity here. What we'd be looking for is a breakout out of this consolidation right now. Right now, you're really moving sideways. You're seeing lower highs, some lower lows, just back and forth, back and forth. Whenever you start to see volatility picking up like this, where you've had, a consistent, steady uptrend, and then all of a sudden starting to see more volatility kicking in or bigger swings kicking in, that is usually an early sign of a directional change. But we'll keep an eye on this and see what's going on with that in just a few moments. If we zoom out, let's go take a look at the end of day. Zooming out a little bit, I'm not really a fan of what we see here. Right now, we're being walked down slowly, lower highs and lower lows. So let's go ahead, we'll use the freehand lines. And we have this steady, consistent downtrend. We need to see a breakout of that channel before we jump on board with that one. What about Macy's and APVO? We can take a look at those. Real quick, let's go check on ALZN. Zoom back in again. All right, so ALZN, maybe. Not quite sure we're ready to blast off yet. You see a little bit of selling pressure here. Granted, it was on lighter volume. And now starting to see new volume coming in. So let's keep an eye on this here, because you had a little bit of selling pressure coming here. Could see the momentum starting to change as we get closer to that high. People who didn't sell then could be, booking their profit or minimizing a loss quickly here with that one. That's right. So we have 80 people here and only 23 likes. Let's see if we can get at least half of that there. Let's go 40 likes, if not more here today. All right. So smash that like button. Per Jay's request, smash that like button. Show some love for the kids by hitting that like button there. All right. What we see with ALZN is a lot of selling pressure right there on those highs. Strong volume tells us we need to keep an eye on this. Whenever we look at a chart, volume speaks volume, if you will, or volumes, if you will. Whenever you see large volume, that tells you a lot of activities going on with that trade at that specific time frame. So when you see a big spike in volume, that tells you to look at the associated candle. What we see with this candle is a tall upper wick, which shows a lot of selling pressure as we got close to those previous highs there. If we did get in right now, where would we use our line in the sand? So not vertical line, we want horizontal. So here around 219 is where we have some consolidation here. Therefore, it could be a weak level of support. Once again, strong volume coming in, showing a lot of selling pressure, following through with what we saw that last minute, telling us right now, not the time to jump on board. So we'll simply move on, be patient, wait for the development to continue to see if we can get better action to jump on board with the trade here. All right, so with that, what was the other one? APOV, yeah, let's go take a look at some of those. APOV, and then Macy's. Wait, did I type that wrong? APVO, oops, APVO, and then Macy's. APVO had a great run on an intraday basis, but now let's zoom in. A lot of selling pressure. Look at the volume stronger relative to what it's been trading at, telling us that uptrend may be starting to dissipate, maybe seeing a pullback coming in the very near future. Where are we looking at for potential entry? You could find support here at 1157, rather weak, but still a support floor. And then realistically, closer down to the $11 range would be an interesting point to jump on board with. All right, so that's with APVO. Let's go take a look at Macy's. Somebody was asking, let's see, with Macy's, what was the question with it? Got to go back through all the comments. What about Macy's, or is it too late? So let's zoom out. So at Macy's, gapped up. I like the gap up plays. Anybody who knows me knows I love trading gap ups or gap downs. With the gap up play though, when your line in the sand goes at the low of the gap up candle, which was right there around 33.52, we're breaking down below that today. Therefore, right now would not be the time to jump on board. Now, if you were still wanting to try to get on board with this, you were still wanting to, try to trade that, try to take advantage of an upswing. Well, what we got to do is wait to see if by the end of the day today, it can close back above the 33.52 level. If we take a look at the overall market timing, let's just go zoom out a little bit. Change this, actually change the layout. There we go. Let's go 3 month. We're not really having the market moving in our favor to tell us, okay, maybe we could take that extra risk. With the MTI still having room to fall before we get to those oversold territories, with the buy to sell ratio having more room to fall before we get to those oversold territories. Right now, the indicators are suggesting that downside risk outweighs upside potential. So, maybe for a day trade, but then when we looked at Macy's on an intraday basis, doesn't look that great. You see sideways move here. It was struggling to try to hold above that 33.50 level and then came tumbling down. It wasn't able to do so. In fact, you had, since the day's open, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches against that support resistance zone. So to answer your question, I'd be patient with this one. Not right now. Right now is not the time to be jumping on board with it. I'd be extremely patient with this trade setup right here. All right, let's go see our friend ALZN. ALZN overall, I think we're going to start seeing the decline coming in since we're seeing lower highs here. Yes, we have this higher low, but we're not seeing the volume really backing that up. So far, the main volume is this candle here, which correlates to this one. Therefore, we want to be extremely cautious with this. Now, we do have a little bit of consolidation right here between 221 and then that 219 level. So a 2-cent spread between the for some sideways action. If we can hold above that, maybe we would jump on board just to take a swing at it, because you can't ever hit a home run if you don't even pull the trigger on it. So we'll keep an eye on this one. This could be an interesting trade, jump on board with. Looks like it's holding here. You know what? We'll get the trade ready just in case. And if it doesn't set up, if it doesn't hold the setup, then we'll simply move along. Alrighty. So 222 is where we're trading at right now. If we can get slight uptick, you know what? I want to keep an eye on it here. This is going to be really the deciding moment. Typically, I'd like to see more volume coming in on it, but on a lower dollar stock, can't always get what you want. How are we going to hold this next minute? Getting close to finishing this minute off, so about 4 more seconds, and then we'll have our answer on what we're seeing here. So, didn't get followed through. Pulled right back, staying at that support floor there, now dropping slightly below. Therefore, going to be patient, not open up the trade right now. Glad we didn't. Moving on. Let's see, get our ETFs here again. And we'll go change that. Let's add some more here to this one. So SDOW, SQQQ, SPXU. So SDOW, let's go zoom out a little bit. Buy Arena's blockchain, ASH coin. If it's trading a coin, we don't trade coins here yet. We're working on potentially having some crypto data feed, but right now we don't have that, unfortunately, there. So with SDAO moving sideways, it's holding that support floor at 28. Could be an interesting one. SQQQ, we're trying to break below or break above that resistance at 608, but now pulling back closer towards that range. SPXU, I like it. Let's see where the 3 and the 8 are. 1344, 1345. Therefore, the 3 and the 8 have not turned positive, so I'm going to be holding off on that. UVXY for puts. Yeah, you could do puts on volatility. Volatility could definitely be an interesting play here. Let's go see UVXY. Let's go 3 months out. So looking at volatility from a chart standpoint, we have rejection right around 1715 roughly. We haven't been able to break above it. We've rejected it once, twice, potentially now 3 times. Where did we get to today? A high of 1681. So not quite to that level again, but we're getting close. If we break down below this point here, where is that? 1443, then that would be the clear indication that, we may want to exit that trade if you're going to be taking advantage of volatility. Hey, and there's Glenn coming in the background. Hey, Glenn, hopefully you're doing well here today. Everybody say hi to Glenn in the background. All right. So also, with all the new people just tuning in, if you want to enter in for your chance to win the giveaway here today, we'll be announcing that winner a little bit later. Make sure to type in subscribe into the chat. Subscribe is the keyword. So if you want a chance to win today's giveaway, type in subscribe. And then Mark's coming in with the $25 super chat. Hey, thank you for that, Mark. Glad you could be here today. Understandable. We'll see you tomorrow. And there we go. So as always, whenever somebody makes a donation, everybody always show them some love in the chat there. Show some heart emojis, whatever you want to do. Show them some love for supporting an awesome cause. All right, there we go. So we see people starting to chime in again. That's what we're looking for. Subscribe is the keyword. And if you can't type in subscribe in the chat, that means you're not subscribed to the channel. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing right now? So click on that red subscribe button down in the bottom right-hand corner. Therefore, VectorVest will make a donation on your behalf, and it gives you a chance to win the giveaway here later today and any giveaway that we do in the future as well. So if you haven't already done that, if you can't type it in, make sure to do that right now. All right, let's get back into it. Let's go take a look. ALZN. Glad we stayed away from this one. Exactly, down to 217. Exactly, that's why we follow our charts. We are patient, especially with what we see with the overall market. Once again, it's steadily moving lower. All of our indicators are dropping. On a 1 day, we're seeing a slight bounce off of the very lows for the session, but the overall trend is not in our favor to buy long. So with that being said, if we do see some opportunities that are going against the overall trend of the market, we will take advantage of them. But if we're not going to try to force a trade here today. That is fact. All right. Let's see. Going back into it. BITF, Macy's. Macy's we're still not quite a fan of. Let's go take a look at APVO. APVO, we started seeing the consolidation. Briefly touched a new high. Still hasn't really gone anywhere. Volume's starting to slow down a little bit as well. Looking at our contra ETFs. 47, 46. All right, so we do have a positive crossover. We have stochastics coming from oversold, or coming out of oversold territory, and we have DPO starting to pick up a little bit. Let's go zoom out. Let's go 6 month. Next target for SPXU. Pulling these down. Basically just shy of 14 bucks. Could be an interesting opportunity there. Granted, it's only a 50-cent move. Not a huge move, but if we break past that, then that's where the bigger move starts to come into play. Looking at SQQQ. SQQQ still not quite a fan of. There's no real clear defined trend that we're noticing with that one. I would like to see the DPO turn positive on SDAO. That would be a huge move for that one. To get new eyes. Exactly. Follow Glenn's instructions in the chat there. Whatever Glenn tells you to do, you should do it. He's a smart man. All right, let's go take a look for some short candidates. Whew. And this list is getting long here today. With the markets moving lower, we're seeing a lot of stocks moving down, and that's what we're going to try to take advantage of. So let's zoom out a little bit. SOP. Oh, let's go 1 month. SOPA. Not a whole lot of activity. I'd be careful with this one. LGVN. I tried shorting this earlier. Unfortunately, I was not able to get filled. They had no shares available, so therefore we were not able to jump on board with that one. But I still like it as a potential short trade. GNI. And then Adam's coming in as a new subscriber. Adam, welcome to the VV Nation. Glad to have you here today. So GENI. Whew. down huge here today on strong volume. And then Don's coming in as a new subscriber. Welcome, Don. Glad he could be here. Welcome to VV Nation. So seeing a lot of selling pressure on that one. That could be an interesting short trade. Let's zoom out a little bit more. 1 year, hitting a new 1 year low. I like what we're seeing with that. Going to be interesting if we can get filled, though. That's going to be the tricky thing whenever we're looking at a short trade. Zoom, I really like Zoom as a short trade as well. There's some decent price targets. We go back to Zoom real quick. There's some decent price targets that we can see that could be interesting levels of support. So have to zoom out even more than a year to find them, since we're now below, the major support line of 276. But now we're looking here. You could see some support maybe at 164. It would be a relatively weak level of support. But realistically, looking at the lows here, back around $100 a share. So almost a 50% target from where we're at. I like the opportunity. You know what? We'll go ahead and add this to our portfolio here. So ally next. This is going to be a swing trade. So therefore, we're not necessarily worried about the exact price. Sell short. Let's go. And then we'll go next. Let's see. We'll just do a market order for the time being. And Ninja's coming in with a $25 super chat. Thank you very much, Ninja. Best wishes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Greatly appreciated. All right, so we got that. Go ahead, close that out. And that trade should be going through. Hopefully it didn't tell us that there weren't shares available. So hopefully we can take advantage of this and make some money to the downside with Zoom. Zoom was actually a trade I did. When was it? I guess at the end of or beginning of the March flash crash that we had going in, or 2020, when the pandemic initially hit. Zoom had a huge run. I bought some weekly options, like a week out, deep out of the money. And then after an earnings announcement, I ended up getting right in the money. Had a really good trade, almost like a Wall Street bets trade, back at the very beginning of the pandemic. So, hey, let's try to make some money here again with this one. All right, so my cost basis is $196.94. We're looking for $196.94 and below tells us we're in the green. So that's what we'll keep an eye on with that one. Let's see what else we have. Abercrombie. You have a double top gapping down here. Could be an interesting short candidate as well. We're finding a lot of good short candidates, especially with what's going on in the market. Could help put some wind to our sails here. And then a lot of stocks that haven't really been trading for very long, so we'll probably stay away from some of those. Urban Outfitters. Looks like retail in general is being hit relatively hard here today. And then not really seeing anything else that looks too great. Another, once again, leisure product sports. So another retail stock. Retail's really getting hit hard. Therefore, if we're going to be taking advantage of that, let's go find a retail contra ETF. So we go in here. Retail. Let's find a retail contra. Not seeing any of them in. Exactly. Retail is on fire, so people keep jumping, or people are jumping out quickly. That is 100% accurate with what we're seeing right now. Not finding any contra ETFs on retail though, unfortunately. Retail bull 3-time. Looking for a retail bear. And I don't see one available. So if you guys know a good contra ETF for retail, let me know. I want to analyze that here together. How about EHTH? We can definitely take a look at that. EHTH. Oh, EH. There we go. So EHTH, let's start zooming out first and foremost. So EHTH had a gap down and then steadily moving lower. We had this level of resistance at 30.80. We weren't able to really close above that point. We tried once here and then came tumbling back down. Now we're at a new low. That's why whenever you're playing a gapping play, whether it be to the upside or the downside, just reverse your rules. For here, we're playing it a gap to the downside. So if you open up that short position right around 30, what we're looking for is you put your line of sand right at the, you could either use the intraday high or you could use the candle here, the body of the candle. And as long as we stay below that level, that's our line of sand. That means the stock's going in our favor. So at that point, we stayed into it, and now we're up about $8 a share, or roughly about 30, just shy of 30% on that trade. So not bad there. EMTY. Let's go take a look. EMTY. Okay, so a contra ETF on retail. All right, here we go. Thank you for that. Who was that? Jay coming in, of course. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. So even with this one, we are seeing that steady decline because retail has been on fire, as Glenn pointed out just a moment ago. But we're not really making any sort of a pattern that would tell us a true reversal is imminent, that we should take advantage of this play here. Right now, the 3 and the 8 are still negative. We're still well below that 20 level on a stochastic, so we could stay there for quite some time. DPO is picking up a little bit, but not much here to give us really any indication of momentum moving up behind it. So therefore, going to be staying away from this one, but we'll definitely keep an eye on this one. So EMTY, we'll go ahead, add to our master watch list here. Go open that up. There we go. EMTY, EHTH, add those in. And we'll go ahead and graph those real fast and take a look at some of the stocks we've been keeping an eye on over the course of the last few weeks. So at FANG, let's zoom out a little bit. So FANG, we had that support floor right around 106. We broke below that a couple of days ago, so Friday's close. And then John's coming in as a new subscriber. Welcome to VV Nation, John. Glad you could be here. Thanks for all your support. And what we see is a breakdown below that. Tried to retest here. Gapped up today, which is changing the picture a little bit. We hit oversold territory, starting to come back. DPO starting to move higher here. If as a final line in the sand, if you're playing it to the downside, we're looking for a 115 resistance level to hold us down or hold it down. If it breaks above that point, we can expect to see a new run coming in. But then again, you have petroleum U.S. exploration. For anybody that hasn't been following it, there's been a lot of issues with that there. Check ALZN. So we had ALZN. Let's go back real fast. So we were looking at ALZN earlier, Glenn, waiting to see if we got that breakout. We're looking elsewhere. All right, so now we're seeing new volume coming in. 225 is a support. Let's go ahead. Go next. Get this over to the side. $231, $233. Where do we want to put that at? So we have that support floor here. That could be a decent floor. I'm watching it though. Traded on 5-minute bars. Yeah, we could definitely keep an eye on it on the 5-minute bars. So 232. I'm going to put it in at 232. See if we get filled. So we had this one up. We were looking at it. We had it on our radar. We were looking at it here. It rejected that breakout, so we stayed away from it. And now it's starting to run. So let's see if we get filled to the 232 level. It's getting close to it. I like the volume. Granted, we did pull back a little bit, but at the same time, we closed in the upper 50% of the range, which is definitely a strong sign here. All right, so most likely I should be filled at this point. Got in. We have our support at 225. I'll even move that up a little bit, 227. Not too far from where we're at. So let's keep an eye on this. This is going to be a day trade. So therefore, we're going to keep our eyes peeled on this one. We're not going to let it run too much. We have our line of sand at 227. If it doesn't really continue to rally from here, we'll simply cut our position, move on. Right now, down about 0.5%, so still very, very manageable where it's at. Want to see it make a new run right now. Thank you for that, Adam. Welcome once again. Welcome to VV Nation. We're glad to have you here. Show us how to work Watchdog. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Let's finish this trade as always. Whenever you're day trading, no matter what you're day trading, once you enter into that trade, that should be where your focus stays at 100% of the time. If you start getting sidetracked looking at other different areas or looking at other graphs, that can make you miss a excellent entry or exit. So we want to be patient, wait for this trade to finish out, and then we'll start to look at the Watchdog. We can look at a few other tools as well if you want. There's a lot of great tools within the VectorVest software that can really help you home in on what stocks to trade, when to get in, when to get out. So yeah, we can definitely go through some of those tools in a moment. All right, there we go. Back in the green right now. Just being patient, waiting for that breakout out of consolidation here. Right now you have, realistically, we can move this up that 227 level, almost 228 to be exact. But 228 would be the floor. We've seen it hit once, twice, 3 times. And now we're trying to see if we can break above that 232 level, which we've hit once, twice, 3 times, and now 4 times. Looking at volume. Volume is what shows conviction. Volume is conviction. Right now, we're waiting to see that volume spike pushing us higher here. Be patient. Wait for the trade to develop. Don't try to rush it. At this point, we just have to be, we have to watch our trade and plan our trade and trade our plan. So we have our plan in place. We know where we're looking for targets to break out from. Also, final line in the sands. At this point, we just need to wait for one of those to actually come true, or one of those to actually give us signs of a new trend being formed here. And after a decent run, no surprise to see a little bit of consolidation here. All right, let's zoom out. Keep an eye on that big consolidation right at the top. 232 still. Let's go. Want to see it break out above that. Do you need help? Hey, well, Troy, you're in the right spot. As always, that's what we're here for. These Trading for Charity events, not only are we helping raise money for, a good cause to help less fortunate kids that are struggling this time of year have a better holiday season, but we also want to help you guys out there become better investors. If you have questions about certain trades or you want to go through a trade, let me know in the chat. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help answer your trade or answer your trading questions and help you guys become or reach your goals of becoming financially independent through the use of the stock market. So that's what I'm here for. So if you have questions, specific questions, let me know. If not, sit back, relax, and if you want to take notes, by all means, go for it. All right, so what we're looking at right now with this, we rejected that 232. We stalled out a little bit. Volume was light, telling us that there's not a lot of worry on the overall investment sentiment there. Or the overall investor sentiment is telling us that this is not a stage that people are looking to exit at. Keeping an eye, we're still seeing a slight decline, but once again, looking at volume. Volume is very, very low, especially for what we've been seeing. Therefore, tells us the buyers still hold the right side of the trade right now. All right. What is a wedge? A wedge could be either, Jay, a great salad, or it could be a technical pattern, which after this, if we can find, we'll look for a wedge to see what we can find here for you. I always wanted to know, are leap options a good thing? Yeah. Leaps are a great way to generate income, or a great way to buy a stock for a lot cheaper, and still get some actual capital appreciation from it. The only issue with options when you get into them is one, worrying about the Greeks or understanding the Greeks. And two, making sure that there's liquidity in those options. Because yes, there may be options out there that are available, but if nobody's trading them, you may be able to get in, but when it comes time to sell, if nobody's interested in that option, you may have a hard time being able to sell and not be able to get out. So that is one thing to keep an eye on when you're trading options. All right, so right now we broke down below that line in the sand at 228. Keeping an eye on it, volume was stronger here. Be patient, wait for confirmation. I'm going to get the trade ticket ready just in case. 3.5% down move, totally reasonable to take it, or to, risk to reward management, totally acceptable there. All right, so gonna go ahead, get our trade ticket ready. Let's see. 221, we broke down below that, got followed through on that minute. Let's go ahead, close that trade ticket out, or trade it out. We got the breakdown and follow through. Therefore, tells us cut our loss. No need to stick around, wait to see what happens. As always, trading or wishing and hoping is not a successful trading plan. All right, so that should be gone out of that one. Let's go ahead, refresh, make sure it got out. There we go. All right, that's out. See, I'm always in a negative. So when looking at, there's a lot of different things to take into account, Troy, when looking at options. Options, you have to understand the Greeks. One of the things one of the best references I will give anybody is a book by the author Brian Overby. It's called The Options Playbook. You can find it on Amazon, any bookstore. It'll help understand the Greeks. One of my favorite trades, if you're going to be buying leaps, is what some people call the poor man's covered call. You buy the leap for, let's say, a year out, and then on a weekly or monthly basis, you then sell a call against that way out of the money to help generate some extra revenue or extra income on that leap that you're buying. Not only does that help reduce your cost basis, but add some extra gains to your portfolio. So that's a great way of being able to handle that there. But once again, Options Playbook by Brian Overby. I've got Brian's book. Awesome. There you go. Webcast during the week on YouTube via Ally Invest. I didn't know he did YouTube webcasts. I'm gonna have to look into that there, Jay. Thanks for letting me know that one. But yeah, it's a great book. I highly recommend anybody who's interested in options having a copy. I don't know. Do I have my copy here? I don't have my copy here, but I do have at least 2 copies. One I usually keep in the office. Somebody may be looking at it, and then one at home at all times. So it is a great reference tool. All right. Play of the day. Okay, I'll look into that there. Okay, so getting back into what we're seeing with the markets. Markets are starting to move lower. No surprise. Starting to see that pulling back a little bit here with ALZN. Therefore, let's go ahead. Go back to our viewers. Actually, let's go pull that list up we were looking at earlier. So, FANG is number 1 in that list. Is in oversold territory, trying to make a recovery. Personally, I'd like to see it get back above that 115 level rather than where it's at right now. Let's go move on to the next. NVIDIA is one that a lot of people have been asking about. So NVIDIA, yesterday, you had a reversal from a new all-time high there, and then you're getting follow through here today. Tall upper wick tells us a lot of selling pressure going on. A lot of people are asking about this one specifically, if what you should be doing right now. Well, if you're wanting to either get in or get out, I'd wait closer to the end of the day. That way you have more data to go off of to make a more informed decision. If you're going to be swing trading, one of my personal preferences is wait closer to the end of the day. The reason why, wait for that last 30 minutes to 15 minutes of the market hours or market session, because at that point, the majority of that data is in, and therefore you can make a more informed decision about your trade. Now, if this is, let's say 345 or 330 even, and you're seeing this look here, that shows us that this downward pressure most likely will continue. Therefore, I may either tighten up my stops or take some profit off the table. Either one would be a valid play at that point. But once again, volume is conviction, and because there's still a lot of trading out there left to go, we still don't have conviction behind this confirmation of the yesterday's drop. So that's where I'll leave it at that. Tesla. Everybody's been keeping an eye on Tesla. Right now, you've been selling off. You had the support right around $1,000 a share. Ran up. What do we have here yesterday? Pretty much a doji. Not exactly, but pretty close to a doji, or a lot of selling pressure here, and then getting a downward move here today. Be careful with Tesla. If you were somebody who bought that dip, maybe consider taking some profit. If you're somebody who held through that dip and expecting it to continue to run, this may be a decent time to, look at tightening their stops, making sure you're locking some of that profit in. Because right now that look is at a lower high, and that's not what you want to see if you're long on it. MU, I don't like what we're seeing here. Strong volume over the last 3 days. Big push higher. A lot of selling pressure here. A lot of selling pressure here. I would be, I'm going to add another short position with this one here. MU, I'm going to take a short position on it because I don't like what we're seeing with the last 2 days of trading. So I will come back to that in a moment. Facebook, been in a downtrend, trying to get a new uptrend going, but you're struggling with this one. You've had a great run in a lot of the tech stocks, but now seeing that level of resistance at 350, need to see it break that. Can I take a look at Gush? Yeah, we can take a look at Gush and Wire for you. mRNA, we've already talked about that, steadily moving lower. It filled this gap here. Now it's either going to continue to move lower, or if it can get through that candle, maybe we're going to try to fill that gap there. Be patient on that one. ASO, consistently moving lower. Lucid. So Lucid is one we took a position in last week. Unfortunately, the portfolio got messed up, so I had to reset the portfolio here, or else I would show it. But one of the things we've been talking about, when you look at a graph of a stock, you see a nice steady uptrend, higher lows, higher highs, but then all of a sudden you're now starting to see volatility kicking in, bigger swings up and down. This is something we've taught for years here at VectorVest. Whenever you start to notice volatility picking up or bigger swings up and down, especially if you've been in a nice steady trend, that is an early warning sign that direction may be changing, because the reason you see that volatility picking up is the big money who has been helping move the stock higher, maybe exiting their position, which is what causes those bigger swings. So to trade with the trend, that's something to be careful of with what we see here at Lucid right now. All right, coin steadily moving lower after that new high, pulling back a little bit. Meta is the Meta ETF, pulling back right now. PayPal continuing to drop lower. App continuing to move lower. EMTY we looked at. Extro seems to be basing here. So for J, there you go. We got one for Extro here for you. Let's see what else we have. FNGD, we've been looking at that. FNGD turned positive as of yesterday. Strong volume yesterday. Stochastics been steadily moving higher. DPO's getting close to moving up. FNGD could be an interesting ETF to consider as well right now. KURL. We had that steady uptrend. When that uptrend broke, what did we had from that point? UPST, moving on. Yeah, I've heard they're a pretty good company, Jay. EHTH, we looked at that a few moments ago. Rivian, another one. Huge volatility up and down. Not a whole lot of data to go off, so therefore it's still very, very speculative. And then SCNS, we were looking at this the other day. This is one I'm a little hesitant with what we see here. You're breaking down below this major wedge, and there you go. Everybody was asking for a wedge. There's your wicked wedge for the day. So SCNS has been trading lower highs but higher lows, which is a consolidation pattern. what we're seeing right now is that consolidation, that lower part of consolidation, isn't really holding, breaking down to the downside right now. Now, looking at stochastics, we are in oversold territory. Looking at the DPO, we're steadily moving lower. Volume's been pretty non-existent throughout most of the last few months, so therefore we're going to ignore that for the time being. But what we're looking for by the end of the day, we want to see it get back above right around, I believe the level is about 331, 334, somewhere in that range right there between 330 and 335 roughly. If we can't get back above that, then that would be the worrisome sign that we're looking at with SENS, and could see a major or a bigger sell-off starting to come in soon. You heard of that one too? Yeah, it's been a pretty good one, but looks like, here's the day it was breaking out. You had good earnings. They beat the earnings. They had positive earnings per share, missed slightly on revenues. The stock ran up to about 430, and then all of a sudden the whole entire market started shifting, and then SENS took a beating after that. So yeah, right now we need to see it get back into consolidation before we're getting bullish on that one again. And then KPLT steadily just drifting lower. All right. Let's go ahead into the Watchdog. So somebody was asking about Watchdog. Watchdog is a very powerful tool here at VectorVest that doesn't get a lot of love, if you ask me. And if used properly, can help you find stocks to trade all throughout the day on stocks that you're interested in. So let's go ahead and create a new Watchdog, and we'll go through some of the settings here. So right now, the two main ways of using Watchdog are either based off of MACD or support and resistance. And typically these are going to be for swing trade capabilities, not for day trade candidates here. So once you select, let's say MACD, you're wanting it to cross above. So you want a positive MACD crossover. Then you can come in here and put in your filters. If you just want any stock over X price with X amount of average volume, you can do that. But if you want to use your own custom filter, we can use a watch list filter. We come down, let's do trading for charity, select that, turn off those, and we'll use just the watch list that we've created. And then we'll call this Watchdog trading for charity, say finish. And now that it's running, we set it in place and we can, go about our day, go do whatever we need to do. And anytime a stock has a positive MACD crossover on a daily chart, we will get notified, and we can set this up out there. If you wanted to, you could set this up either for email or text message alerts. And that way you could go about, go do your shopping, go run your errands, whatever it may be. And if one of these stocks has that crossover that you're looking for, that would notify you. You could make the appropriate action from that point. So EMTY is coming in. Let's go ahead, take a look. We looked at this earlier. Let's go ahead down to 3 month. Go ahead, add on the technical analysis, MACD. So interesting. You've been in a steady decline here with EMTY, and now starting to see MACD turning positive. The histogram is the difference between the MACD line and the signal line. So could be, from a MACD standpoint, could be an interesting one to jump on board with. That brings, I'm not going to do it today. This may be one we keep an eye on for tomorrow. All right. So with that, let's go ahead, take a look at one thing real quick. All right. So once again, for all the new people just tuning in, give me a moment. For all the new people just tuning in, if you haven't already, make sure to type in subscribe in the chat. That way you can get entered in for the contest we have coming up in a little bit, or the giveaway we have coming up in a little bit. If you can't type in subscribe into the chat, that's because you're not subscribed to the channel. So therefore, click on that little red button down in the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe to the channel. Every subscriber that we get throughout the course of the Trading for Charity event, VectorVest will make a donation on your behalf. So make sure to subscribe. Make sure to type in subscribe into the chat once you are a subscriber to the channel. That way you can get entered in for your chance to win the giveaway coming up. Probably we'll do that in about 20 to 30 minutes or so from now. So make sure I remind you guys on that one. I don't want anybody to miss out on their chance to win. All right, MU. Yes, MU. I liked what we saw with that one. Also with the subscribe, don't worry about spamming it. That's fine. You guys can spam it. It's okay. All right, so let's go ahead, pull that back up. Where was it? We'll type in MU. MU. Zoom out. So from a daily standpoint, this is looking pretty juicy here. On an intraday standpoint, where do we have some support resistance? 85.61, 85.45, and then we're right at that 85.03 level. So we have lower highs, lower lows. As a short candidate, this one looks interesting. Will there be trending Wednesday instead of trending Thursday this week? I don't believe so, Roger. Maybe Glenn, if you're in the background, you can answer that, but I don't believe so. All right, so let's go ahead, add in MU as a short candidate. I like what we're seeing here at this one. At this stage, it looks pretty good. Trading for charity. Actually, sell short. There we go. Let's do... Actually, it's not going to fill 84, so we'll do 84, 85. Should be getting filled on that one. There we go. All right. So that's what we got for that one. We've added in MU. We've also added in ZM. So we'll add, where does ZM go? I don't think we had it on here. All right, MU and then ZM. So these are two short swing trades. So we are short on these positions and we're also swing trading them. So therefore, we're not going to get out on a daily. We're going to be looking at a little bit longer term trends on both of these here. So all these stocks have had pretty significant runs, or both of them have had significant runs. Now starting to see some weakness coming in with the overall market where it's at, with the Dow being slightly in the green for the first time in quite some time. The NASDAQ down over 1%. S&P's down about 0.25%. Could be, we have the market moving in our favor. Hey, Badger's coming in with a $25 donation. Thank you, Badger. Dancer for the kids. Thank you very much, Badger, for all the support. Once again, everybody, show Badger some love. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the donation. Thank you for the super chat. All of that goes to a great cause, and thank you for the support. Once again, VV Nation, show Badger some love for that. All right, getting back into it, looking at the graphs, I like what we're seeing with MU. Once again, swing trade. So even if it has some slight changes up and down, that's fine. We're not worried about, a few cents here or there. If it moves significantly, yeah, we may change our stance on it. But right now, we have a decent look on both of these. Okay, so going back into it, looking at the Dow. Dow still's holding that support floor there at 355. QQQ coming off of those lows, but still has an uptrend intact right now for the time being. And SPY still also has an uptrend intact. Therefore, out of all three of the major indices, the Dow is the only one with an actual downtrend showing. One other one we may want to take a look at is IWM, I believe. Yeah, the Russell 2000. It's not one of the major three, but we can definitely analyze it because it is a major index as well. There we go. So Joey's in the background. Lee Lehman has won the giveaway. Lee, if you are here, let us know in the chat. Type in that you are here, and that way we can make sure you get your your giveaway winning. So Lee, if you are here, let us know in the chat there. If not, we'll move on to somebody else in a few moments. So you have a couple of minutes to chime in. All right, IWM. So IWM, another one outside of the Dow that has a steady decline or a steady downtrend. You have lower highs, also lower lows. By definition, putting us in a downtrend. Therefore, if you're looking for another opportunity to take advantage of contra ETFs, this could be it. Lee is here. Congratulations, Lee. So Lee, all you have to do is email us at connect@vectorvest.com. And we will make sure we get you all set up with the Tampa 2-day event coming up at the beginning of January. All right, so we've got 2 short positions so far in our portfolio. We've got Micron, we've got Zoom. What we're looking for is a long trade to take advantage of. First and foremost, glad we followed our plan, got out when we did. Look at ALZN, steadily moving lower. This is why we plan our trade and we trade our plan. And hoping and wishing is not a successful trading plan. Therefore, you will never see us do that here. APVO came back down, hit that target that we were looking at. 1096. Could be an interesting setup here. Let's keep an eye on this one. It's bounced off of that support. I'm disappointed. Nobody reminded me that APVO has hit support here, guys. That's okay. So let's keep an eye on this one. See if a new uptrend remains intact. With that, it looks like it got halted there. I'd be very, very cautious with jumping on board to the upside here. May see a little bit of relief, but I'd be extremely cautious with that. BITF still remains in that decline there. Let's go ahead, jump back into the unit search tool. Actually, before we jump into the unit search, let's see what the market's doing. All right, so markets are starting to recover a little bit. You now have a higher low. Looks like we're trying to take out that previous high here at 69.03. If we can take that out, could be a new uptrend starting to form. A little bit longer on the intraday, but for the time being, we could see at least a slight recovery starting to enter into the market here. So therefore, let's go see if we have any new long positions that we could take advantage of. KTTA, once again, staying away from that one. QLGN, moving in the wrong direction here. ISPC, maybe finally starting to turn around a little bit. Had to take a call. What's the verdict on MU? So Troy, we ended up getting into a not a contra ETF. We ended up shorting MU. So MU is now in the portfolio. Ended up taking a short position on that. And I'll show you here in a second why. Let's just go through, see if we find anything that looks interesting. Not really. All right. So 85 strikes. So remember, by expiration, to be profitable, or the break-even price is not just the strike price. The break-even price on an options trade is your strike, which is 85, plus the premium that you paid. So let's say you paid $5 for the contract. So therefore, your break-even price by expiration, or December 23rd, is $90. So that's saying it has to be higher than $90 by expiration for those trades to be worth, or for those options to be worth something. Right now, you're trading it at 85. You have a tall upper wick here. You have a tall upper wick here, which indicates a lot of selling pressure at that level of resistance that we had from back, where is that? Back in June of this year even. So we have resistance at 85. If it can't hold above that level, then yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing it start to pull back, or at least sell off a little bit before it consolidates and makes another run back towards a retest of that. Check MU, that's what we're looking at right now. So that's what we're looking at here, is not only, yes, we're trying to break through that level of resistance at 85, but markets coming back a little bit, but still lower overall. Markets are not moving in our favor to help out our long positions. And we have an extreme selling pressure coming in here. We have extreme selling pressure coming in here. this tells us the investor sentiment out there is worried about what's going on with these, and that they, see these prices. We've been down in the 65 range, so at 85 or $20 higher, that's a decent chunk of change right there. With a major level of resistance, people are booking profits at that level. Doesn't mean that we won't see new buying coming in, but right now with the look that we're seeing over the last couple of days, definitely not a strong sign here. All right, so be careful. 85, an $85 strike, we're struggling to get above 85 right now. So be extremely careful with that. And Lee, I'm not advocating for anybody. If you have MU and your price, your average price is, $60 or below, you have a really good gain on it. I'm not advocating for everybody to go dump MU if you have it, or Micron if you have it. I'm just saying be careful. We're seeing a lot of weakness at that level of resistance. It's not really blasting through and getting followed through from that point. So therefore, we want to be extremely cautious with it. Maybe tighten up our stops at this point. Those type of defensive measures, that would be the way you could approach that. Until we see some actual, breakout from this level of resistance, you want to be extremely careful here. Or sell covered calls. Yeah. Now, if you're going to be selling covered calls, one of the things you're looking for is how far away from the current price do you want to sell them though? I'm going to get into the Options Pro real quick because it has a great tool that, if you're selling covered calls, can be extremely useful. Let me get it pulled up here. Did it launch? I may need to update. Whoops. But what you're looking for is standard deviations from your price. I'm waiting for the Options Pro to pull up. Come on, Options Pro. I don't know why it's taking so long. For wire, let's go see. While we're waiting for Options Pro to launch, I may need to update it. That may be why. There may have been an update recently that I don't have. So, looking at wire, we have a 6-month chart. Wire's been on a nice steady run higher here, but one of the things to consider, yes, while price has been steadily rising over the last few weeks, DPO has been steadily moving lower, telling us momentum has been waning against that. I know, I forgot to put in too many enough quarters there, Jay. So you do see, some potential softening in the uptrend. Just because you see that doesn't mean that we instantly go and we sell it. We just want to be aware of where we're currently at. I'm going to thin that up a little bit. And then looking at this trend line here. Connect those. There we go. So it can stay, this divergence can last for quite a while. Just because you start to see early signs of a divergence doesn't mean that you need to instantly sell. Because we've seen divergences can last for a long, long time. But what we want to do, what we want to see though, is as price moves higher, we want to see that DPO break that downtrend line. That would show that that waning momentum is now starting to dissipate, and we're now starting to see new momentum coming in. And that's the confirmation you'd be looking to see. Also, if you're already into it and you're wanting to lock in profit, use a trend line. This has been a nice, steady, consistent uptrend here. So let the trend be your friend. Use that trend line. That way you're locking profit in if it breaks below that point. But as long as it moves higher, that's generating you more gains there. And that's exactly what you want in your portfolio. So that's what we see with that one. As a side note, let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. We do see some selling pressure here and here. Every time it's hit that high, it's pulled back a little bit. Volume's been relatively lighter compared to what we've seen. So you don't get a whole lot of confidence with that selling pressure, but you still see some slight weakness overall. Just like back here, we look at the volume here. It was lower relative to what we've been seeing. Same for here. And then price has been still moving higher. So this is why, just because you see some selling pressure off of these highs, volume has told us that there's no conviction behind some of that selling pressure. Therefore, that uptrend still remains intact. Now, as a new entry, maybe now might not be the best time for a new entry. If you haven't already gotten into the trade, right now may not be the best time to jump on board. What you'd be waiting to see for a new entry is either, a breakout. We take this trend line, move it up here. Either some new momentum, a breakout above this upper part of the channel here, strong volume, and a breakout from with the DPO crossing above that downtrend line. That would be where we're looking for an entry if you aren't already into the trade. You're welcome, Troy. As always, we're welcome to have you. Glad you could be here and glad you're part of VV Nation. So as a new entry, that's what we're looking for. Breakout above here, DPO, this downtrend in DPO to be voided out, and strong volume. Volume is conviction. We don't really have any conviction in any sense or in any direction, either up or down right now, telling us that, a new uptrend or a new blast off is starting to occur, or a downtrend is starting to occur. So at this point, it's just a hold pattern, if you ask me. All right. So MU starting to pull back a little bit again. Let's go take a look. Once again, these are swing trades. So therefore, we're not sticking around, or we're not worried about, minute to minute movement. We're looking at the bigger, longer term trends on these. Going back. This one at Zoom, we have a target closer to almost $100 a share. So about 50% drop from where it is right now. Is any green bar mean volume is up? Yes. So wait, let me take a step back and answer it this way. Whenever you see a green bar and the volume here, that correlates to the candle you see up here. So if the candle is green, then that means that you'll see a green volume bar. It doesn't mean that whenever you see a green volume bar, it doesn't mean that there's more buying than selling that day. It's just reiterating the color of the candle there. So I hope that answers your question. So that's what a green candle or green volume bar would mean. A red would mean that you have a down day that day in the stock price. And then if it's yellow, that means that candle is flat, or that you had a doji essentially, or a neutral candle there. All right, let's go see the market, see what we're doing. Right now, rejecting that 69 level of resistance, pulling back a little bit. Are we going to take out this low here? We'll have to be patient. Only a memory now, I agree. There you go. All right, IWM seems to be stalling out a little bit. Volume is relatively light, so not a whole lot of information to go off of quite yet. Once again, as a swing trade, you're going to get more information closer to the end of the day rather than the beginning of the day. APVO, man, oh man. APVO is starting to recover a nice bit here so far today. We had that retest right around that $11 marker. And then now we're coming back to retest that $13.35 marker. This could be an interesting one. You know what? I'm going to get the trade ticket ready. This would be a day trade. Want to make sure I'm clear with that. Let's go next. Get this ready. All right, so I've got my trade ticket ready just in case we get a breakout of this resistance. Now, it's been on a really big run here over the last few minutes. Volume has been picking up as we've gotten closer. Let's see how it handles that retest of that previous high there. Now that sold MU should run now. Hey, once you're out of the trade, don't worry about it. You can keep it on your radar, and that way, you can keep an eye on it going forward. And if it continues to run, then you can jump back on board. But if it falls, keep an eye on it. Wait till it finds a strong level of support or some type of indication that, a bottom has been hit. And then at that point, you could jump on board and, get in at a lower price and have a better opportunity with the trade. Also, which graph layout do you prefer for swing trade? So day trade or swing trade, I really keep the same layout there. I typically have a 3 and 8 exponential moving average on price to show short-term momentum, as well as stochastics to show overbought and oversold scenarios. And then DPO is my true momentum indicator here. Don't double. So Jay, I didn't get into APVO earlier. APVO, this wouldn't be a double dip for me. I know, I'm not going to double dip. But APVO is one that I haven't entered into yet. All right, so rejecting that double top there. Let's find some support areas that we'd expect to see it consolidate to or hit 1237. 1237 before it retests and then moves higher and takes another or a third approach or a third attempt at breaking above that. Let's keep an eye on that. But right now, 1237 would be an interesting support floor because it was support here and it was resistance here, broke through on that second attempt there, and now retesting that point. Yeah, ALZN is what we got into earlier based off Glenn, and we all saw what happened to that. All right. So we've got those in. Let's be patient. Wait for the trade to come to us. Don't ever try to chase the trade or try to predict it there. Looking at our contra ETFs real fast. Just not seeing a whole lot of real conviction behind those right now. APVO rejecting that point. Oh, Glenn, it's just all good fun. All right, so pulled back doji. Get the trade ticket ready. I like seeing that doji right there, especially on strong volume. Are we going to break though? That is the true question right now. As soon as I got the trade ticket ready, this is why I don't mind having a few second delay and getting the trade ticket pulled up. Gives me time to wait for follow through or wait for confirmation. So let's see where we're at. 1310. And it doesn't look like we're going to be able to break through. We are seeing strong volume, but strong volume to the downside. That's not what we want to see there. We attempted to break above that and then failed. We rejected to break above that level of resistance there. And now starting to see some selling pressure coming in. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and close out of that and wait for the better setup to occur. Man, but that $11 target that we had hit exactly on the button and then moved higher from there. All right, let's see. What is it going to do? Second, I pull up the trade ticket. Of course, it'll probably reverse. Reject again. And there it goes, steadily dropping like a rock. Struggling. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I got a trade ticket ready. We're trying to break through. We need to see that final push. Looking at volume. Volume is telling us a lot of selling pressure here. A lot of people took their profits. Second run, but that run wasn't on strong volume. Now we hit a new high. Looking at volume, volume is conviction. Volume is picking up. We're seeing some selling pressure coming in right at that level of resistance. Are we going to be able to hold? All right. Let's see. Market timing graph has been trading in a tight range. Yeah, we'll take a look at that here in a moment. 1434. You know what? Place an order 1435. If it doesn't fill on this minute, I'll just close that order out. Let's see if we get filled. Doesn't look like we're going to get filled on this minute. 1481. Man. All right. Not going to chase it. Closing out that order. Never chase a trade. Whenever you see this, never chase a trade. If your order doesn't get filled, rule number one, ignore, close that order, wait for the next opportunity. All right, market timing graph. Market timing graph has rejected that 69 level of resistance. Therefore, we're staying away from it. Therefore, we're still in a downtrend overall. I got filled. Oh, man. Where is it? Going through APVO 1494. There you go. Anybody get filled? I know Glenn just said he got filled. Glenn, where'd you get filled at? Let's see. And it looks like we got halted. So, whew, there you go. There's a wild ride for you guys. All right, let's see where Glenn got in at. 1 second. There we go. Good trade. Got filled. 3 red lights and a color guard and a heavy bearish DTI heading back into the woods. See you tomorrow, Badger. Glenn broke the trade. That's right. All this. So Glenn bought, let's see. What is the volume on that minute? Glenn bought 1.36 million shares that minute. There you go. 1438. All right, not bad. So, going to be interesting to see how this handles the halt. After it gets done halting, we'll come back to this one and keep an eye on it. All right, let's see. Zooming in. Just moving sideways right now. Want to see that downtrend pick back up. Micron failed to take out that previous high. Now resuming a downtrend once again. Need to see it break 84.70. Love saying he got filled at 1320. Whoo! Not bad. Great entry on that one. 1320 is not a bad entry at all. EMTY we're looking at with MACD. Let's go ahead and put that on. MACD turning positive here for the time being. But then again, 13.99 is what it's been at the whole entire time we've been live. So that tells me volume is going to be of an issue in that one. UVXY 17, still not able to break above that. Looking at our contras, SDAO back in the green for the time being. Matching up with SQQQ and SPXU. APVO still halted. Let's go look at Macy's. Macy's finally coming back a little bit. Not quite though. Still well below this sideways channel that we had here. Realistically, we could put upper part of the channel at 33.73. Lower part of the channel down here at 33.20. May see a retest of that 33.20 level, but the way it's looking, not looking very strong right now. We want to be careful with that for sure. BI, actually, let's go back before so we don't miss out on APVO. Zoom in. Oh, there we go. Keeping an eye on that one. ALZN, glad we're staying out of this one. Steadily drifting lower once again. BITF, still within that downward channel there. All right, so APVO has been halted for 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes so far. Should be getting ready to resume trading any moment now. Oh yeah, I had it in, where was it? I had it in one of them earlier. SRTY. We can add that to our list here. Good call, Harry. Appreciate that. Okay, so looking at SRTY. SRTY, very, very similar to what we saw with SDAO. Has an actual uptrend forming, unlike SPXU or SQQQ. So I like seeing that. You have higher highs and higher lows off of that bottom. DPO getting ready to turn positive. 3 and the 8 are positive. I like what we're seeing here with this one. You have resistance at 854, but if we can break through that, there's a lot of upside coming in at that point. Maybe some truth in it. All right, APVO should be getting ready to trade any moment now. We'll zoom in a little bit more. Actually, zoom out a little bit so we can see this run up here. Bought SRTY yesterday. So I bought SDAO Friday last week or Thursday last week. One of those days. I was doing some analysis on the major indices, and SDAO, because of that actual trend, is why I liked it out of the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P. So I ended up getting into SDAO a couple of days ago, adding that to my portfolio. Quite happy I did. And FNGD. I've had FNGD as a hedge for a while now. If FANG stocks see a sell-off, especially with yields starting to potentially spike, FNGD could be a very, very interesting opportunity there. All right, so APVO, we're going to keep an eye on it. If it pulls back a little bit after the halt, may have to pull the trigger on it. Can't let Glenn outdo us here. All right, so patience. Waiting to see APVO. What's going to happen after it gets done halting? How many minutes have we been halted for, though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going for an 8-minute halt? I guess that's what we're going for today. Zooming in. There we go. Waiting to see this open back up. You know what? Just in case. I'm going to get a trade ticket ready just in case for when this opens back up. See if we can jump on board. I know a few of you guys out there are already on it. Let's see if we can get a little piece of the pie as well. If it pulls back, that would be the opportunity I'm looking for. I'm not going to chase it if it starts to run right out of the gate. If it pulls back a little bit, we have a support floor here. If it if it hits that point, that would be the opportune time, but we'll have to wait. We'll have to see what happens once the stock starts trading again. All right, I thought I saw it. Nope, not ready to trade quite yet. Any minute now, we should have APVO resuming. All right, let's see why we're waiting for it to resume trading. 1, if you think it's going to gap up right out of the gate. 2, if you think it's going to gap down right out of the gate. Let's see what you guys think. Let me know in the comments, or let me know in the chat. 1 for moving up, 2 for moving down right out of the gate when it resumes. Get your answers in quickly. Come on. Should be any moment now. We've gone 7 minutes, coming up on 8. Glenn's saying up. Of course, Glenn's going to say up. Let's see what everybody else says. 1 for an up move when it resumes, 2 for a down move when it resumes. Hey, Jim, hopefully you're doing well. Glad to see you here today. 3? Oh, Jay's getting spicy out there. So I guess 3 would just be when it resumes, it just does a loop-de-loop, and goes up and down all at the same time. All right, should be any moment now. Typically, a halt is going to be either 5 minutes, 8 minutes, then you get into 10 or 15, but that's usually after multiple halts, which I guess we did see a halt to the downside here. So it could be a little longer on the second halt. I forgot that we saw a halt earlier this morning. Let's see. Come on. Let's start playing. Yeah, this is a really long halt. I don't know why it's... Well, I guess I do. Because we saw a halt earlier. So, therefore, the second halt is always going to be longer. The more halts you have, typically the longer the halts are going to be. I think up to 15 minutes, if I'm correct. Unless they just shut down trading the rest of the day. But I don't expect them to do that, especially with this. Let's see. Are we going to get a run? All right, don't forget, while we're waiting for it, if you guys think it's going to go up, type in 1 in the comments or 1 in the chat. If you think it's going to go down after it starts to trade again, type in 2 in the chat. Is it because of news event? I haven't seen any news come across, but we could definitely take a look at that here in a second. And Glenn is right. It is rocking and rolling here right out of the gate. Moving higher. We have a few people, Jim and Glenn and Jay, because Jay guessed every single answer. So therefore you can't go wrong with that one. Whoo! 1730. Halted again, folks. Whoo! There you go, Glenn. 2, I'm in. Bull call spreads on SPX. Let it fall. Yeah. So, halted once again. You know what? I'm going to stay out of this one. We'll have to come back in a few minutes because it's going to be halted for quite some time on this move here. Let's see. IWM. Let's go back. Take a look at the market. Market just moving sideways right now. We either need to see a break below 68.90 or a break above 69.03. Until we see either or, just be patient on those. Let's go back. Wire just steadily moving. Steadily staying in that nice upward channel so far. But once again, still seeing weakness. Nothing has changed with those. Looking at MU, just moving sideways right now for the time being, just taking a little bit of a breather. We'll be patient with that one. And EMTY, for the first time all day today, has finally actually moved from 13.99 to 13.91. Therefore, MACD has turned back to negative territory. Not a whole lot of trading activity on that one. UVXY just channeling sideways here. Looking at our contra ETFs. SRTY still holding that nice trend so far. APVO just moving sideways still. Let's go take a look at the news. APVO, we've got some time. First complete remission, providing clinical update for its phase 1. Okay, so they had some positive news from a biotech company, which obviously is going to make the stock go up, but nothing over the last couple of minutes on why it's been halted. So, anything related? Resumption. What is that for? Volatility trading pause. All right. Only use limit orders. Some brokerages will not allow you to use market orders. Yeah, very, very true. Yeah, Bob, good point. Anytime you use an order, always use a limit order. Never use a market order. So 13, so 104. It's now 107. We've got a little bit of time before we see that change. Let's see if we can find any news that would drive this though. Moves higher. And that was January 6th. That was a long time ago. No real recent news on it. Press releases, we saw that. That came out earlier this morning, though. That shouldn't have an impact randomly in the middle of the day. So looks like not a lot of news driving this. Therefore, we want to be cautious with that one. We'll come back to that here in a second once it resumes trading. Let's go back, take a look at the home page. Dow is barely up in the green. Nasdaq's now turning down 1.28% so far. S&P 500 down 0.4%. VectorVest Composite down 0.7%. Therefore, still bearish overall. Almost twice as many stocks declining than advancing. Check Reddit. I'm hesitant to jump on Reddit right now, especially live. Is it on Wall Street Bets or something? That would probably be my guess. Let's see. ALZN. Glad we're out of that one. That is exactly why praying, wishing, and hoping is not a sound strategy. SRTY. MU trading. All right, gap higher up. Let's go ahead. Headline only. Okay. 150%. Wow. But once again, just a headline. It gives you no insight on what would be causing that there. And that's the big issue. All right, let's see. And Jim's coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. Everybody, show Jim some love. Appreciate that, Jim. All right, let's see. 1694. $16.75. Well, we'll do 17 even. Let's see if we get 17. May have been late to the party. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this one. If we finally get filled on that, let's go ahead and refresh. Glenn's still in. All right, so APVO got filled. 1690. Let's go. See another push. 1611 is the low of that opening resuming minute. Let's see if we can bounce off of this and move higher from here. It's been a real volatile one. Let's see if we can get another halt here. Now that I'm in it, of course, probably late to the party, but hey, got to start somewhere, right? Up 150% already. Still holding right now. There we go. Thank you for that, Bob. All right, so we got into APVO. Let's see if we can start to rock and roll with this one once again. Get some more upside move. Take out that previous high. See if we get 3 halts in a row. Maybe this is the next Avis. We don't know. We're going to find out here. 17. There we go. There we go. Now we're rocking and rolling. New high coming in. I like what we're seeing so far with this one. 8% in a matter of a few minutes. I'll take that in a heartbeat. So I'm going to be patient with it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do this real fast. APVO. Look at it on an end of day. Let's go 1 month. Let's go 3 month. Whoo! So APVO, this is the one we were talking about earlier, catching a falling knife. Man, oh man. Getting into resistance right here at around 1903. So we could definitely see 19, 20 range. 20 range would not be out of the question here. With strong news, that move that we're seeing right now, this could definitely be a very real possibility of getting to those points. All right, so 1770 right now is our new support floor. Hit that. Let's go. Let's bounce off of here. Let's get to those high trade or those $20 ranges. I'm gonna get my trade ticket ready just in case. Don't want to stick around longer than necessary. And I have a decent gain in it. No need to give it back. Up 5% so far in a matter of a few minutes. Let's see if we can get more out of it though. Retesting that support floor. And now bounce from here. Keeping an eye on it. Come on. You know you want to go higher. Sometimes, pro tip for the day, sometimes if you talk to your trade, it helps it get going again. So you guys may hear me talk to my trades sometimes. I'm not crazy. It actually works. There's a whole reason behind it. Let's go. Stop. Nope. Wrong way. Wrong way. Back up. Back up. And now back up. See, there you go. Got a little bit. Apparently, I'm the only one that talks to my trades. It's okay. I'm fine with that. All right, come on. Let's see. We broke below that support there. I want to see it bounce off, move higher. There we go. Also alleviates some anxiety. That's right. There you go, Dave. It alleviates some anxiety there. All right. You see some buying pressure coming off of those lows. I want to see this next minute if we get confirmation move higher from this point. Maybe some big money resetting, getting ready to jump on board or reloading up a position. Got to be patient. Wait for it to come to us or wait for the trade to, get confirmation one way or the other. Seeing a little bit of consolidation in this range. On the end of day, it definitely looks reasonable to think of, $19, $20 price target after seeing these moves that we have here. But we need to see this buying pressure start picking up. We want to see us finish off with a green candle on this minute here. Let's go. Let's move higher. $16, there we go. 17, getting back above 17. Looking for it to get closer to that 18 range. Starting to see the buying slowly trickling back in a little bit. Right now at break even. We do have higher lows, higher highs here, or higher lows. Let's go ahead, put on our trend line. So we have these higher lows. It's definitely a positive sign. We're just waiting for it to break out, make that second run. Just resetting, kind of consolidating, waiting for that new buying pressure to come in, start to move it higher from here. Let's be patient. Patience is a virtue, folks. Hey, it's not over yet, Jay. It's not over yet. Consolidating. There we go. Trying to break out of this consolidation. You can see just moving sideways right now, trying to break through that consolidation. Yeah, and everybody, follow Jay. If you haven't already, show some love to the channel. If you're sitting back there quiet, just watching, tuning in, and you're not subscribed already, click on that subscribe button. Do so right now. I want to see at least 3 new subscribers in the next few minutes. If you guys are on this trade making money with us, I definitely, and you're not already subscribed, I definitely want to see those new subscribers coming in. Also, as a side note, every new subscriber that we get here during these Trade for Charity streams or during the course of the next few months or next month or so, VectorVest will make a donation on your behalf. So every subscriber counts. Therefore, tell all your friends, tell all your family, tell everybody that you know to go to the VectorVest YouTube channel, subscribe, because that all helps us out raising money for a great cause here. All right, so getting back to the APVO, let's go. We're in this sideways move right now. We want to see a breakout one way or the other, or one way specifically. 1686 seems to be a decent support floor. We want to hold that here. Tell the dog, if your dog has a YouTube account, tell your dog to subscribe now. Just reported the first complete remission. So we saw that, Roger, but that came out earlier this morning. That really wouldn't explain this run that we're noticing now. This is a lot of buying and selling pressure coming in. So we saw that news, but that came out at 9:45 this morning. This run started 12:30-ish or so. And looking at it here, we're seeing buying pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure. We're seeing a lot of buying coming off of these lows. Therefore, I like the setup right now. We still have these higher lows intact. Seeing a little bit of consolidation. I want to see us break out and start to move higher from this point. Once again, looking at it from an end of day standpoint, looking at $19, looking at, $20 range would not be out of the question. So we want to hit those targets. Let's go. Great job. Came in late, but awesome trade. Thank you. Welcome. Glad you could be here today. That's what we're waiting for. We want to see higher moves coming in the very near future. Right now, when it's moving sideways, we just have to be patient. Wait for the trade to really continue to develop, moving in the right direction. We're seeing a lot of buying pressure coming in on these lows at around the 1685 level. We want to see a breakout pushing us higher from this point. So once again, we zoom in. Get a closer look. The lows, buying pressure coming in, keeping us right at that level of support at 1685. There we go. Let's see volume confirm this bigger move that we're noticing to the upside. Volume starting to pick up a little bit. Come on. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Volume's now higher than it was the previous minute. We want to see a strong spike in volume here. I like that volume candle the way it's looking so far. Or I like the volume bar the way it's looking. All right. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Keep going. You got it. Next level of resistance we want to see, 1770. Right back to that level right now. This is why we practice patience, folks. You have to wait for the trade to truly develop. And you got to be patient. I know whenever you see, certain looks, you can be scared or be nervous, but we got to be patient. All right, and now that is not what we want to see. Let's go. Back higher. Back higher. There we go. Picking up. Let's go. Looks like talking works. Yeah, it works most of the time. I'm going to get my trade ticket ready just in case. You know, that is definitely a little bit worrisome, that tall upper wick. Especially on stronger volume. We got to be careful of that. But this next minute could give us confirmation, or it could invalidate that. That's why we always wait for that follow through minute. Yeah, that's right. If you guys like these day trades and stuff as well, make sure if you're not already part of the Jockey Club, sign up for the Jockey Club or give our support call and ask them about the Jockey Club. We do these live trades all throughout the day or all in the morning. And typically, you know, we have that opening bell. We have the more volatile periods, which helps us gain a little bit more traction. Right now, all right, so got a little bit of conviction there to the downside. I don't like what I'm seeing with this one. Zoom out. So 1620. Come on, let's get back above that level. Let's go. Let's go. Move it higher. There we go. Come on. Move this line to stand up as well. Is in the room. Otherwise, people may misunderstand. Yeah, very, very true. Good point, Dave. All right, so we have it holding. I like what we're seeing there. Volume picked up a little bit off of those lows. Let's see if we can get followed through. Retest that 17 level. Come on. APVO had good news. We have a nice setup here so far. I know Glenn's already in the background making a lot of money with it. We didn't get filled on our initial entry, but let's see if we can make a decent gain on this entry. I want to see another push to 19. So interestingly enough, this is something to keep an eye on. I just noticed it as well. While we're moving sideways, it's giving time for the stochastics to reset back up. What I mean by that is, you know, stochastics shows overbought and oversold territory. From a technical perspective, if it's in that overbought territory, it can stay there for quite some time, but it does suggest that downside risk outweighs upside potential. Well, by moving sideways, that stochastics can reset, get to that oversold territory, which tells us, you know, this is an acceptable price point. And then that tells us now upside potential outweighs downside risk. So in a sideways move, that allows the stochastics to reset themselves, which is definitely a strong sign and is what you want to see. All right, so as we're coming back to retest that 1770 level, come on. We've hit it once, twice. Let's see if the third time is a charm here. We're going to be able to break. Still got a few more seconds on this minute. Come on. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. You can do it. All right. Third time may not be a charm. Maybe fourth time's a charm. Let's go. Let's go. Seeing new buying pressure coming in. I like seeing that. That's a strong sign. Let's break above that 17 level. Or, excuse me, 1770 level. Let's go. Come on. 3 in the 8 are positive. Stochastics has had a little bit more reset room, so it tells us we have more upside right now. DPO has essentially reset itself. All the indicators are setting up nicely. It's time for some price action to move higher. Let's go. Got to be patient, though. We have to be patient. And that's the thing, is that it's funny about swing trading. I was thinking about this earlier, is, everybody always thinks or assumes day trading is extremely fast paced and you have to be running around going which way, that way, or this way, or that way. And, you're in and out in a matter of seconds. No. Day trading, because we're looking at minute charts, every move is 1 minute. Therefore, it can seem like it's really fast, but in actuality, we're here at 10, 15 minutes or so. And it feels, once you get into the trade, that everything goes extremely slow. That's the fun part about looking at day trades is, everybody thinks it's really fast paced, but when you're in the trade, it feels like it takes an eternity there. All right, so this is going to be it. This is going to be that minute. I'm calling it. This is going to be the minute we break. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Push, push, push. Let's go. Let's see another halt. All right. $17.70 level continues to be rejected. Oh, let's go zoom out a little bit. When in doubt, zoom out. And right now, 1770. It's been struggling to get above it. Volume slowly drying up a little bit. Taking a breather. We're consolidating in this sideways move right now. We want to see, wait for the consolidation. Wait for our indicators to fully, have some upside room. And then see that big spike in volume start to come in. Retesting once again. Zooming in. So we put on a freehand line. Let's go ahead and bring that up. We still have an uptrend. And Jay, this one's going to be for you right here. So we have a short-term consolidation wedge being shown right now. We want to see that break out. We already know we're in a sideways channel. We're seeing higher lows, lower highs. We want to see that breakout. Man, is that 2 wedges all in one day for you, Jay? Whew, I'm on fire today with the wedges. But yeah, right now we do see some consolidation with APVO. We want to see it break. If we can break, if we can retest that 1770 level, that would be confirmation of a breakout to the upside. And that would show, or that would give us an inclination that we should see or expect to see a lot of new buying pressure coming in. Double back. Exactly. Twice in one day, Jay. You may be the luckiest guy in here today. All right. Or that may actually, the luckiest guy in here, that may go to Glenn since he got filled at a lot earlier price on APVO. You should donate for that. All right, let's go. We're testing that upper part. Let's break it. I want to see volume start picking up a little bit more. Volume has been declining, but that's okay. We're in consolidation. No surprise we're seeing volume declining in consolidation. But on the breakout, you want to see volume start picking back up again. Let's go. Hold above that. Hold above it. You can do it. You can do it. Nope, wrong way, wrong way. Move the other way. Back up, back up. Where's that volume coming in at? All right, so that one broke to the downside. Beginning of the minute. Let's go. Push above 17. 1681 levels holding in nicely. Come on, you can do it. APVO, let's go. Looking at volume. Volume is starting to slowly pick up a little bit here. Keeping an eye on it. All right, so that started to become, or started breaking down a little bit. We want to be careful. So that's the breakdown. 1610. Retesting the true support down here at 1615. Maybe see some new buying coming in. Volume's definitely getting stronger here, but maybe stronger to the downside. I haven't seen 1.4 million shares come through, so I don't think Glenn's selling quite yet, Jim. And volume is strong on this minute. We're seeing a nice bounce off of that level. Let's see. Come on. Get back above 17. There we go. New run, 1770. Come on, you can do it. There we go. And I think we're halted. So we're back. Oh. Did I talk too soon? Yeah, I talked too soon. All right, I thought we got halted there on that 1 minute. Let's go. There's the buying pressure coming in. My Windsor ran. All right. Scared money don't make no money, Glenn. You know that. Let's go. Let's see it. Up 8%, 7.5%, bouncing around. We hit 9% just a moment ago. New run incoming. There we go. 19. So 19 was one of the areas that we were looking at. But another, if we can hold above 19, 1903 to be exact, 20-ish, 20 range really seems more realistic. So 19 was a weak level of resistance. 1903 to be exact. And are we going to break above that here? There we go. We're breaking above 19. Continuing to run. Let's go, boys and girls. Let's see where our next run is. We got to hold above 1903 on this minute, and that gives us confirmation that there's still more room to go. Held above 19. Whoo! How'd you find appointment? What appointment there, Jerry? All right, keeping an eye on it. Seeing a little bit of softening at that high, but let's move this up. So 1852 would be a decent support floor. You had touch here and then touch here. How do we find APVO? It came from one of our searches we were looking at earlier, and somebody also asked about it just a little bit ago as well. So we found it multiple different ways. All right, looking at the end of day right now. 1903 is that support floor, that support resistance zone. We look to be holding on an intraday basis for the time being. Next level of resistance, where do we see that at? 2162. So 2162 as our next target we're looking for. So let's go. The way this stock is moving, it's moving in dollar increments in a very, very short period of time. So therefore, 21 could be here a lot quicker than we expect. All right, so that high candle right there gives us a little bit of, or shows us a little bit of profit takings going on. but nothing to be too alarmed with. We look at the volume. Volume is relatively light compared to that push higher there. So it tells us the buyers are still in control. Move this line of sand up, 1869. That is now going to be acting as our support floor. We touched on an intraday basis or intra-minute basis here, holding that once again. Let's move higher. 1950. Oh, come on. You can do it. We got faith in you. 1965. We want to see a break above 1965. I missed the trade. Oh. Hey, Anthony, there's going to be plenty more in the future. Don't worry. If you missed out on this awesome trade so far, make sure to be here tomorrow at 11:30. We're kicking off the second session of this week of week 3 for Trading for Charity. So, hey, there's still plenty of opportunities to be made out there, and we will make sure we bring them here during Trading for Charity. All right, let's go. Let's see how this handles this minute. Volume is picking up a little bit. 1903, it's right at that end of day level of resistance. 1903, hit that point, bouncing off. Let's see how it handles that level there. Realistically, we can move this up. 1903, where is that? 1903, slightly right there. Bounce off 1903. Next stop, 2160. Let's go, boys and girls. Let's go to 2160 now. Man, somebody was in at 1320. Who was it that got filled at 1320? I'm waiting to see who that was, because whoever got in at 1320 is definitely going to be a happy camper. All right, so we're breaking down a little bit below that point on an intraday basis. I want to be careful with this. I don't want to give my gains back. I have a decent gain so far, over 10%, 13% roughly. I don't want to give that back. I want to make sure I lock in at least double-digit gain off of this trade. But at the same time, end of day look, 1903 is resistance. If we can really start to push from that area, that level of resistance there, 2162 is our next target. So while we're consolidating around 1903, we want to see us start to break away from that point. So that way there's not as much, gravity essentially pulling us towards that support resistance zone there. So let's go, boys and girls. Move that up. 1871. That was me. Oh, yeah. So Love got in at 1320. Well done, Love. Are you still in, or have you locked that profit in so far? Let's see. Let's see how it handles this. Scalping QLGN, mentioned it earlier in Jockey Club, up 110%. Woo! Not bad. Well done, Bob. Well done. All right, so keep an eye. Come on. Want to see it move back up again. $2 move. Could be about a 10% move. Maybe halted right here. I think that move halted us. So, while we're halted, once it dropped down and it halted to the downside, it moved sideways for a little bit and then started a new run. So, this could be interesting. All right, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep doing Trading for Charity. Once again, while we're waiting for it to open or to resume trading again, which could be a little bit, make sure to call all your friends right now. Tell all your family members, come on in, join the VectorVest VV Nation community. Come over to the VectorVest YouTube channel, subscribe immediately. Let's get some new subscribers while we're waiting for the halt. If you guys are making money, let me know in the chat there. let's show everybody how awesome this trade has been so far. I know Glenn's already been in and out. Or Love is already still in at 1320, so that's a great gain right now. We're in for the time being. We're looking for it. Once again, 1903 was level of resistance. Gap or one move got it halted, but 1903 is the end of day level of resistance. We're looking for it to go back above that 1903 level, get closer to that 2162 level. But if this, after it finishes halting, if it doesn't resume that uptrend and start rocking and rolling right out of the gate, if you have a good gain in it, may consider taking it. But for the time being, we're going to be patient. The volume, yeah, there is some selling volume coming in, but that volume is a lot lighter than that buying volume we noticed pushing us to that new high here. So with that being said, the bulls still seem overall in control. The stock is moving from bottom left to upper right, moving in that nice 45-degree pattern that we want to see it in. You have some good positive news from their camp, so that's definitely a good sign. Nice trial information coming out about them. So you have a lot of good things moving in our favor. Also, looking at the market's not really moving in our favor. This is one that's going against the overall trend, and that's what we're looking for here. If you're going to be day trading a stock in a down market, you want to make sure that it has some actual move behind it to continue to move higher here. Hey, appreciate that. You have a great rest of your day too. All right, so we're going to let this resume. Once this trade's over, we'll start winding things down. Sold at 1910. Man, well done, Love. Glad to see it. Once this resumes trading, once we see what's going on right out of the gate, we're either going to close it out or let it run, see if we get to that 21 level. Once this trade is done, we'll start to wind things down and close out the session for today. But hey, trade is still going right now, so we're not quitting. We're going to keep in this trade, see what goes on, see how it handles after the halt is done. Right now, we've gone 4 minutes, 5 minutes roughly from the halt. So let's go actually pull it back up. Pull up the halting news. APVO halt. Halted again. Halted again on volatility shares. Surged 130%. Okay. See, does it have a resumption time? It does not have a resumption time, but this was a 5-minute halt. This was a 10-minute halt. This was a 5-minute. So a 5 or a 10-minute, one or the other probably. And so far, we've halted for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe we're going to see a 10-minute halt on this one. Maybe, possibly. Let's go ahead and zoom in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we should be seeing resumption in trading any moment now. Where is it? I want to see what time exactly to the second. So 13:40:58. So right now we are 58. So about 20 seconds before the full 5 minutes. Let's see. I'm going to get my trade ticket ready just in case. How do I trade with you regularly? So I do the Jockey Club every Tuesday, which is our live trading room. We do trading like this. I also do, let's go, come on, move in the right direction. I also do this right now. It's temporary, but this is our Trading for Charity event every Tuesday and Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. But on a daily basis, those are the main ways to catch some of the live trading that I do. Also on Thursdays typically, we do our mobile coaching sessions where we teach people how to use the VectorVest Stock Advisory app. That will not be live this week because obviously holidays, but we will be live starting back live next week. But if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notifications, and you'll get updated every time we have a live session. Also, I know Glenn, he's in the background right now. He does a lot of the Jockey Club with me as well, or with Steve Chappell, another senior instructor with me. He also does Trending Thursdays typically on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, where he talks about what's hot in the market, what's not, what's popping, what's dropping, that kind of sort of information. He also does our midday Monday recap, talking about what's going on. So he does a lot of live sessions or a lot of live streams on our YouTube channel as well. So you can catch those. But once again, best way to follow along is hit that notification bell, turn on notifications, so that way you get notified every time we go live here on the VectorVest YouTube channel. So that way you can become part of the VV Nation. All right, 1776. Let's go, boys and girls. Let's see that push higher. Seeing strong volume. I like seeing that. Let's go. Keep moving. Keep moving. Let's get back to those 19 levels. We still have a gain. We're right now about 5%. That's good, but I want to see those double digits again. This has definitely been a crazy trade so far here today. What do you guys think? Has this been a wild ride so far? Are you guys enjoying yourselves? If you are and you haven't already hit that like button, smash that like button, folks. Share this, hit that share button, share it with all your friends, share this with all your family. Let everybody know, hey, we got something good going on here to help out all the kids around the area have a better holiday season. And if you guys are enjoying yourself, make sure to smash that like button and share it with all of them so they can join in on the fun as well. All right, so 8%, let's go. I want to see back up to 1920 range. Seeing volume coming in, volume is still strong. There's a lot of activity. This has been one wild ride, if you ask me. All right, let's keep going. Just like Dory. Just keep swimming, swimming. Yeah, I know. I have a 5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, so I watch a lot of kids movies, so most of my references are going to be based off of those. So I apologize for anybody out there that does not like my references. Most of them are going to be kid oriented for you. All right, come on, boys and girls, let's go. Dora the Explorer. Yeah. Dory from Finding Nemo. But yeah, Dora the Explorer, another good one. That stays on our TV quite a lot. All right, let's go. Come on. Back up. Let's get 19. Do I hear 19? 3 and the 8 are positive. Back up above 18. Come on. You're not done yet. You know you want to go retest 2160. Let's go. You're not done yet. You got more in you. Yeah, you do. Let's go. Keep pushing. Keep pumping. Don't stop. All right, we've got about 20 more seconds on this minute. Come on, what do you have in you, APVO? You can do it. You know you want to turn green. Come on, turn green here. Turn green now. One of these times I'm going to be right? Turn green now. Wrong way. Turn green now. Anthony coming in with a $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Anthony. Everybody, show Anthony some love. Appreciate that, Anthony. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. All donations go towards a great cause. So once again, everybody, show Anthony some love. All right, 1760. I want to see this really start to move higher from here, or else I'm going to be taking my profit and running. Simple as that. I want to see the push. Let's go. 3 and the 8. Trying to turn negative. I don't want those to turn negative. I don't want to see the 3 and the 8 turn negative. Keep my hands on the trigger. Thank you very much, Anthony. Once again, welcome. Glad you're part of VV Nation. Thank you for all your support. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself here today. There we go. There we go. 1358, 1760. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Get going. You know you want to move higher. There you go. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Show everybody your full potential APVO. You can do this here. Nope, nope. Don't you think about it. Let's go. Come on, boys and girls. See what we got. I don't like the setup right now. Volume's drying up a little bit, but once again, look at this sideways move we've seen. Halt. Huge run here. I thought it halted there. Huge drop there. Halted there. We've been in a crazy wild ride with this trade so far. So once again, if you guys have been enjoying yourself in this trade, if you guys have been enjoying the craziness, make sure to smash that like button right now. All right, let's go. Come on. 1340, moving in the wrong direction. Moving lower. We do have higher lows. I definitely like seeing that higher low pattern there. This selling pressure has been relatively light, just like we noticed before when we were going through this sideways move. The selling pressure is relatively light so far. So yeah, we saw that big drop there, but overall, the buying is still outpacing the selling right now in this trade. And that's why we're staying on it. That's why we're not out of it quite yet, because the buying is outpacing the selling so far. And what I want to see, so we've talked about the intraday levels. We've been looking at it here. We had quite a wild ride there. I want to see one more final push. 3 and 8 look good, and 5 minutes so. APVO 5 minute or a 5 EMA 3 and 8 look good, and a 5 minute so. We can take a look at that. Let's go ahead. Hold on, I want to see this candle right here. So everything will be on YouTube. Yeah, for the most part, everything we do here is on YouTube. The only thing that isn't on YouTube is our Jockey Club, which is our live trading room we do Monday through Friday. And that is done through GoToWebinar. You have to be a member of the Jockey Club to get access to that, though. All right, so one of the things I'm looking at right now, one of the observations I'm noticing, we have this trend line. Let the trend be your friend. Enderpaul coming in with a $321 super chat. Enderpaul absolutely crushing it here today. Excuse me, I take that back. A $400 Canadian super chat. Thank you very much, Enderpaul. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. All of that is going to go towards a great cause, and we couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the support with that. Thank you. Whew, man, that just made today even better. I've already been having fun with you guys. I hope you guys have been having fun as well. But man, what a phenomenal day. That just bringing it closer to the end of the day. That just makes today the perfect day for trading for charity. So thank you very much. Once again, thank you for all your support. We greatly appreciate it, and the kids are going to greatly appreciate it as well. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's go. Let's see what we can do. We broke down below, but we see a lot of buying pressure here. Come on. Let's get this thing back on track. Maybe I need to readjust. Oh, there we go. Now Glenn has to do the truffle shuffle. Nope, the rules haven't been met there, Jay. The rules are still the same. All right, let's go. Let's get some love for Enderpool, everybody. thank you very much once again. That's once that came in, the trade's starting to turn around. So I think we found our lucky charm right there. I think that's what it's been. So we have more likes than people watching right now. Hey, tell everybody, tell all your friends, tell all your family, tell them to get down in here on this amazing trade. Let's see what we got coming up though. You know, the 3 and the 8 are negative. I'm definitely worried about that. Not even going to lie to everybody. I don't like the fact that the 3 and the 8 are negative right now. But at the same time, you have this sideways channel. We've seen huge swings higher and lower. We've seen more buying pressure for the most part than selling pressure up until just recently. You just started seeing a little bit of that selling pressure coming in to retest that upper or that trend line there. And that's what we're waiting to see is if, you know, we can bounce off of this trend. We don't want to be, you know, we don't want to be anxious and get out too early, but at the same time, we want to make sure we're going to be locking some of that profit in there. So I'm waiting to see if we can get back up to that upper part of that 1872, get back into those 19 ranges, retest that 1903, break past that, get closer to that 2160 range. That's really where our true target should be right now based off of the information we have available. So that's what we're waiting for. Just like we saw here, volume dried up a little bit, and then we got the explosive move to the upside. Volume's lightening up a little bit, waiting for that explosive move to the upside. We're consolidating right now. That last move pushed us above that $19 range. I want to see this next move push us even higher. You know, you have it, you can look at it this way, like stair steps essentially. You have a stair here, then all of a sudden you have a stair here. So we can see, even though we're seeing a lot of volatility, a lot of pops and drops, every single move comes down to a higher low and creates a higher step, which gives us more room when we make that big move to the upside, more impactful, and pushes us to new highs there. So that's what we're waiting to see. Right now, it is pulling back a little bit, but volume is conviction. We don't have a lot of selling volume. We're retesting that trend line once again. Come on, let's push higher here. Let's go. Let's get above it. 1713. I want to see it break that 1713. Realistically, though, 1931 wouldn't be bad. We're still holding the higher lows. Consolidating. Need to see that new buying pressure coming in. How do I get the Jockey Club membership? So, give our support a call. They can tell you more about it. The phone number for them is 888-658-7638. Give them a call. They can answer any questions about that, give you more information. Glenn, if we have a website for it, can you link that if you're in the background there? Let me see if I can get Glenn to find some, like a site that talks about it as well. That way you can have some of that information beforehand. All right, looking at it. Stochastics getting into those levels that we noticed here. Let's see if we can get another big push like we noticed, or like we got here. Let's go, boys and girls. We're testing that trend line. Come on. We're already in oversold territory. More upside potential than downside risk at this stage. But if this trend line doesn't hold, we have a lot of info to go off of on this right now. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Bounce off and move higher. That's what we're looking for. Bounce off. Come on, you can do it. Let's see that buying pressure coming in. There we go. Bounce off, off. Bounce off. Let's go. Come on. Waiting to see. All right, so looks like that trend line is being broken. Let me get my trade ticket ready just in case. I want to see that next push. Right now, volume is really light, telling us not a lot of selling pressure, not a lot of buying pressure. Waiting for that next bull run to come into the trade, pushing us to those highs that we're looking to see. Let's go. Come on. 17. 17. Push. Hold this support line. Hold this trend. Got to let the trend be our friend. This trend needs to hold, though. And that is some of the selling pressure. Let's go. So this uptrend, or this trend line, may be starting to act as resistance now. Get back above. Come on, let's go. APVO is just a little shy. Oh, there we go. There we go. Another explosive move. This has been a wild ride, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying yourself. If you have, smash that like button here. Don't forget, hit that share button. This has been one wild ride. We have been in this for quite some time. A little longer than I expected to, but you know what? I'm here having fun. I hope you guys are too. So we're going to stay around until this trade is done. We are going to see this trade through. Let's go. Come on. Push. That buying pressure, that's what we were waiting for. Get follow through this next minute. The way this thing has been trading, we could easily see it get followed through this next minute. Come on, let's go. Do I hear 19? Just in a matter of 1 minute, we've gone from below 17 to above 18. So this trade could easily get to that $19, $20 range in a matter of minutes. So let's see. Stalling out a little bit, showing us hesitation, indecision going on right now. Light volume. Let's see, get back above 18. You know you want to. You know you don't like being under 18. Push. 18. Do I hear 18? There's 18. Let's go, boys and girls. Where are we going to finish off at? Glenn says you can hear Patrick in the next office. I don't understand. Yeah, when I get into a good trade, I get a little bit more animated than I normally do. But I like this trade. It's been fun. It's been a wild ride, to say the least. I'm waiting to see the blast off from here. Because right now, you had a big push, strong volume, a little bit of selling pressure, but volume has been lightening up, telling us that when we see a little bit of buying pressure, that should be pushing us higher there. Well, Glenn, it's not my fault they told us the rooms were supposed to be soundproof, so he shouldn't have been able to hear me, but yeah, I guess that soundproofing doesn't work quite as well as everybody's expecting it to. All right, do we have a hammer? Maybe. Let's go. Let's go. Strong buying coming in. That's what we want to see. There we go. Push us higher. They told me they were when I switched offices. All right, so this one, we have level of resistance coming in here. We had a top here and a top here. We want to see it break through that level of resistance. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Strong buying here. Let's get follow through on this minute. From a technical standpoint, it's really struggling to be able to get follow through. The Bulls and the Bears are duking it out right now. That's what it's telling us. The Bears know that they see that, and they're trying to void out that pattern or not give it that confirmation. Let's see, are we going to move higher? We're not going to get confirmation of that. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Come on. They're messing with people now. Anybody who's watching the chart, they are messing with people. Okay, so let's see. 1770. Consolidating. Let's get one more push higher. We need to see that push higher coming in. Trade's got to be getting exhausted at this point. Both bulls and bears getting exhausted at this point. All right, let's go ahead. Got my finger on the trigger just in case. 3 and 8 turn negative at this point. We're out. Out. I got it ready. Let's go. Last push. Last push. One more time. One more time for good measure. Getting greedy now, but that's fine. Oh, come on. I want to close above 18. There we go. 17, 7. Come on. You can do it. I'm waiting. Waiting. Patiently waiting. Anytime now. There we go. So I've got my finger on the trigger. This is what we've been waiting for. $19.11. Come on, hold above that 1903. Actually, let's do this. Limit. All right, so I've got a sell order in for 20. If it hits 20, you know what? I'm a happy camper with this portfolio. I will be taking that all day. Let's go, though. We need one more push. May change it to 19, depending on what we see here. Let's get a push to 20. It's trying. It's trying so hard right now, folks. Come on, let's go. Let's go, APVO. Let's see that move higher. One last push. One last push. One last push right here. This is going to be it. This is going to be it. You can do it. 20. Let's do it. Let's do a 20. We break this level of resistance. 20 is coming up quick. All right. So we've got potentially, nope. Trying. It's trying to break through, folks. It is trying everything it can to break through on that one. Let's go. Get above that level. Get out of this resistance area and move higher. That's what we're waiting for. 1928. Come on. Let's see. 1950. Let's get to 1950. Keeping an eye on it. There we go. It's trying to push. Trying to push. I'm getting my modify order in just in case. Oh man, it is trying to get out of that resistance level. Got to be patient with it. If it breaks that resistance, 2160 is right around that corner. Close at it. Confirmation. Confirmation coming up anytime now. Let's see. Whew. There we go. Oh, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, let's see it. There we go. There we go. Where is that high marker at? Take off extended lines. Where's that high price? 1997. All right, so I should be out at 20 even, about a 20% gain. Waiting for the confirmation. Executed. So there we go. 20% gain. Let's go ahead and pull up that report. We're going to end on that one. So trade history. 18.3%. Got in at $16.91. Closed at $20 even. Right on the dot. That's going to be out for it. There we go. We're out, folks. So once again, thank you everybody for tuning in here for Trading for Charity. Thank you for sticking around for the APVO. Once again, thank you for Enderpool for donating the $400 Canadian Super Chat, all going towards the Trading for Charity event that we have going on. Thank you everyone for being here today and continuing to support the Trading for Charity event. Don't forget, tell all your friends, tell all your family. Tomorrow we'll be live once again at 11:30 a.m. Eastern to kick off another round. So if you want to see more awesome trades like this, be here then tomorrow, and tell your friends to be here as well so they can join in, make some extra money right before the holiday season. So thank you everybody. Have a great rest of your trading day. Take care, and we will see you guys